All right, so next I wanted to actually read the definition to you guys of what a brand ambassador actually is, or at least what it says online, and then you can make your own assumption about, well, not your own assumption. I'll actually tell you what I do on a daily basis when the kind of brand ambassador work that I do. There are different levels to being a brand ambassador, and I know you guys have probably seen it before, from like when you see celebrities or you see just everyday people saying that they're a brand ambassador for companies. That's a different type of brand ambassador from what I do. Those people usually have to promote products and services and get other people to purchase those companies, either products or services, and then they get paid a portion of it. So I'm not talking about that kind of brand ambassador work at all. Even though that does exist, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about where you are actually getting paid as either an independent contractor from companies, and these are like Fortune 100, Fortune 300, 500 companies, like big name brands, Google, HP, Sprint, McKesson, Toyota. Like, these are some of the big brands that I have worked for that people know from just seeing logos. So those kind of brands where they actually are either paying you as an independent contractor, or you're a W-2 employee. Now, this is not directly from the brands. There's staffing companies who hire you to be a brand ambassador and work on behalf of the big brands, which are usually their clients. So let me just read a quick excerpt from the internet, on what they consider a brand ambassador is to be, and then, like I said, I'll break it down a little bit more for you. Okay, so here it says a brand ambassador is a person, especially a celebrity. That's where that portion comes in where I was telling you, celebrities can be brand ambassadors, but that's a different kind, who is paid to endorse, promote a particular company's products or services. Okay, so once again, like I said, it has celebrity in there. Celebrities, yes, they are usually paid by the brands, of course, because they have such a big following. And so that's why the celebrities get paid to be brand ambassadors for a lot of these companies. Now, they're usually hired directly from the big brands that and things like that. The brand ambassador that I'm talking about for us everyday people, not that we're any less, but even if you do have a lot of followers too, the brands want to see, like a return. So those kind of brand ambassadors, they also, like I said, have people who, I've had it before where I've had brands reach out to me and say, hey, we want you to be a brand ambassador, now that they see that I do brand ambassador work. But usually it's like, okay, you go onto the site and you have to purchase something from them, and you have to sell so many things or share the link and all that stuff. I'm not talking about being that kind of brand ambassador. I'm talking about for experiential marketing brand ambassadors. So these are the brand ambassadors, what I usually do, or the other people who work in the field with me, what we usually do when we're brand ambassadors. You see us at different events like WWE Fan Fest. That's something that I worked recently. Like, you see those people, they're like manning the different stations when people are there. They may be line management. They may be like helping you at the photo booths or helping you at different fun activities. Those are brand ambassadors in that sense. And they're getting paid hourly. We get paid hourly. Some people, can get paid. The average for the industry is $20 an hour. I will say that's the average for most positions. Some are 18, some go all the way up to $150 an hour. Okay? But so like FanFest, Super Bowl, NBA playoffs, All-Star, like these big events, Coachella, music festivals, all these big events and local events in your area too. They do it in a lot of local events. But that's usually what a brand ambassador is. You see these people and you probably think nothing of it because you probably think they work directly for the brand or directly for the business. And in some cases, sometimes they do have people who will come directly from them. But in the most cases, when they're coming to a different city, a different state, They just hire local talent to be brand ambassadors for whatever event is going on and to represent the company, to represent the brand. So that's what's usually going on when you are at a festival. That's one of the main ones. But you also see people at trade shows if you ever go to trade shows, which is more usually like a corporate setting. But sometimes it's also hobby trade shows and different interest trade shows too. So if you're ever at a trade show, maybe like a tattoo trade show, you might see some brand ambassadors there. Like literally, it's no stopping where you can see there's no stigma on where a particular brand ambassador is supposed to be. You see brand ambassadors at the grocery stores. If you ever go to the grocery stores and you see people like sampling alcohol, wines, beers, and you're like, hey, yeah, give me a free sample, or like free food items that may come out, free snacks. The brands want to get that out there. They want to get that awareness out there, and so they hire people to do that. So I've definitely worked for like Pepsi before, where they had recently had bubbly. I don't know if some of you guys drink their bubbly sparkling water. I was here in the local area at the local grocery store sampling the bubbly products to all the consumers that came in, and it's a great way to actually get the product that the consumer has seen on TV in a commercial, whatever it may be, maybe an ad, or social media, whatever the case may be. It's a great way to put that recognition of the product and actually the person actually getting a chance to physically taste it, test it, see it, So it works very well. It's a great ROI for a lot of companies. And if you don't know what ROI is, it's return on investment. So that's why these companies pay for brand ambassadors to be out there for these different experiences. And that's why it's called experiential marketing as well, because it's an experience for the consumer. So the next time they see that brand, the next time they see the product, they think about the experience that they had, and of course we want it to be a positive experience. So that's why we're going to talk more about being a great brand ambassador, do's and don'ts, things like that. We're going to talk about that also in this course on down the line. But so brands want to put their product in the actual front of the consumers. They just don't want you just to see it on TV and say, oh, okay, I think I'll try that. I heard about it. Let's see. They want you to experience what it is that the new products they're trying to sell, whatever they're trying to give away, and then you can make your decision from there. So that's what the brand ambassador in the experiential marketing field. We actually go out and create experiences for these brands, for these companies, so that the consumers can have that in-person interaction experience for them to make up their mind and actually see what it is that they've been seeing online or on TV, or maybe even heard word of mouth from friends. Okay, so that's what a brand ambassador is and does. And so we're going to move on to the next step, next slide in the course. And dive into it even more on how we can find these different jobs, where you can look and where you can find them. That's what we're going to move on to next. And then we'll also go on into how to apply for them and so on and so on. All right. So see you guys right back here on the next lesson. All right.